Here we go. Here we go. Boom. We is on.
We live?
We live, dude. We is on and we is on.
Live, dude.
We are live.
Welcome to Spare Parts.
This is the Spare Parts Show, where we are going to talk about anything and everything that comes to our minds.
My name is Nate, and this is my co-host, Adrian.
Absolutely. So, a little bit about Nate and I. They're calling me the co-host. A little bit about Nate and I is that, we're business partners. So we actually own a car audio shop called Elevate Audio here in our town of Fort Wayne, Indiana. And so we kind of met. We were co-workers together for an organization and just put it together from there. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
So Nate, tell us about young Nate. When Nate first found out he was going to do more than take the normal path of life. Where were you born?
Mesa, Arizona.
Mesa, Arizona. And where'd you go from there?
I was always pretty different, to be honest. Always.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Well, I remember all the way back to when I was 5. My mom sent me to the store and she only gave me 50 cents to get a candy bar. And I came home with 51-cent Tootsie Rolls. So I just came home with this giant bag of candy. That was my first transaction I ever made.
Was one candy bar that turned into 50 Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. Felt like it was a pretty good...
That's a good trade-off.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And now, Nate.
Yeah.
You own a business, dude. You turned 50 cents into 50 Tootsie Rolls, and now you just
Boom.
live one hell of a life.
30 years later.
That's what it takes sometimes, man.
Yeah.
30 years to turn. Hey, guys, we're going on the record to say it may take you 30 years to turn 50 cents of Tootsie Rolls into a business. So, so a little about me. I've lived here in Fort Wayne my whole life, and so I'm married and 2 kids, and just a little bit more about Nate and I, and then we'll kind of move on to what the show's really going to be about most of the time, is just that we are complete and utter opposites from one another. There isn't much that's the same. We are married. We're both married, not to each other. We both have wives, and Nate has 0 kids. I have 2. I have a boy and a girl. Nate is 12 years older than I am. I'm kind of the guy that's out-earn your own stupidity in life. So, times are tough and you need more money, make more money. Nate's about keep life simple and pay off all your debt and just pay cash for everything.
I'm an introvert, you're an extrovert.
Yes. Yeah. If you guys can't tell, I like putting my face out there. I like my voice to be heard. And Nate would rather not do that. And so in our line of business...
It's not that. It's just, I appreciate alone time, more than you do.
That's true. That is true. It's so crazy.
I always say I'm introverted compared to you.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I like that. I'm pretty extreme. I'm a little wild. Hopefully you guys can learn that. So, so Spare Parts, we just want to bring to you guys, kind of our take on what is going on in the culture of life, how planet Earth is going, and hopefully shed some light to it, because we don't take things super literal. One thing about Nate and I, we can see things from a third eye, I'd like to say. So we don't really swing heavily one way or another. We will, most of the time, have pretty mutual feelings toward the situation that we're going to bring up or our topic. So, we're not going to talk drama necessarily. This is meant to be more lighthearted, kind of kind, fun. Just kind of something for me and Nate to just do whatever the hell we want, whenever the hell we want.
Yeah, we don't really have a plan.
No. Except, with our business that we currently have, we one day just said, let's do it. And literally ever since, it has just worked.
Yeah. So maybe this will work.
Maybe. But we need your guys' help. Support us on Patreon at the Spare Tire Show. Just go check it out.
Yeah. Check it out.
We'll just leave it simple for you guys. We're not asking you guys for anything except check it out. Share this on social media. Instagram, follow me at Adrian Avila 1. You'll see me standing like a douche in front of my car. I bought an Audi and I thought I was really cool. Then I took it to the mechanic and realized it's really, really expensive to do anything to it.
You're still pretty cool, man.
Thanks. You are too, dude. No homo. Can't say that.
Well, that implies that it is humble, man. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, it's just two guys talking and complimenting each other. It's not really... I mean, you made it homo by saying no homo.
So, let's move on to our first topic. So, I was on a 3-hour car ride this weekend to Brown County, Indiana, which is where basically right by IU. Everybody knows the college IU, Indiana University. So, best known for their basketball. Anyways, taking a little drive down there to go to this private cabin, and my wife brings up this article that, and I'll pull up the article here in a moment. So if you guys see us on our phones, on the video, and we're just reviewing our notes, looking for articles, stuff to talk about. So basically, there is somebody who's running for office who is stating that they are going to put into effect paying off the $1.6 trillion in student loan debt that Americans have. So supposedly the statistic is that there's roughly 40 million Americans with student loan debt. It's only 10% of the population.
Outstanding.
And it's $1.6 trillion is the gross value on that.
Yeah.
And so the way that they plan to pay this off is that they are going to put an additional tax on Wall Street transactions.
Above capital gains, you mean?
I think it's just every single time you make a trade, you get hit with, it looked like it was something super small, like 0.05%. So that would be 5/1000ths of a dollar? Penny? How are we going to look at that? Maybe penny, right? 5/1000ths of a penny.
Good luck, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They got to fight it, right?
Well, yeah, plus, there's, big institutions that have, bots, making trades every fraction of a second, right?
Yeah.
Fractional trading or something.
Wall Street's got more money than the government. Who gets better lawyers in this debate? That's what I want to know. Wall Street's not just going to take the dick from the government that way. They're going to put up a fight. So who wins that debate?
Wall Street.
I think it's like...
it's a good idea. I was actually just had a similar idea recently.
Let's hear it.
I was thinking about cryptocurrencies.
So hold on. So this is where I kind of wanted to go with this. Is this the IRS's way of trying to get their hands in on crypto trades?
Well, I guess there's a couple ways to trade cryptos on Wall Street. So yeah, I guess in a way, but it's not even the biggest Bitcoin markets aren't anything compared to normal currency trading and stuff like that. Right? So it's a pretty small slice as far as tax revenue. So I don't think it's that.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel about, I am a firm believer in don't take the traditional college route. And in this article, the man that's running says that he plans to do this because he wants to give back to everybody who did things the right way. And that was the only part about the article that got me.
It's pretty, that's kind of insulting, isn't it?
It is.
If you went to trade school to do HVAC work.
Yeah, who fixes his car when it breaks down?
Yeah.
Who fixes his heating and his plumbing?
Yeah.
So it's kind of messed up because in my eyes, I didn't go to college. And, dude, I live one hell of a life. You didn't go to college.
No.
And you live one hell of a life.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty fucked up.
My wife's still in college. She's
Crickets.
She has a filing cabinet of degrees now, dude.
So,
I think she just likes college.
she just likes the degree. It's like when it gets handed, when that piece of paper gets handed to her, that's like her fulfillment in life, right?
Well, so on the subject, and this isn't something I've heard anybody talk about at all. My wife, when we were younger, we moved to Atlanta and she went to Le Cordon Bleu, right?
Yeah.
Which is essentially a trade school for learning how to be a chef.
So culinary arts.
She got a culinary arts degree. Yeah, in Atlanta. But it turned out the school was lying, kinda. I mean, we could have made better decisions and stuff, right? But there was a class action lawsuit, the school got wiped off the map, had to close a bunch of years ago. And you could have, at a certain point, if we had known about it, filed and actually gotten some like consolatory deductions, right, to the student loans. So I think all in all it was like 45 grand for a 2-year degree, 45 grand to become a chef. And then she gets out, and what we didn't know was that it doesn't really matter where you went to school, you're making $9.50 an hour. And that's just it. When you start, even in the nicest restaurant group in Atlanta, right?
So why is that? Because they want to break their chefs in? They want to make sure that they're good, they're worth it, or is it there's not that big of a demand?
Well, here's the thing, man. Just because you went to school doesn't mean you're gonna be good, right?
Correct. It's like somebody with a marketing degree.
So if you walk into a kitchen at a nice restaurant, they want to see results.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they start you at $9.50 an hour, right? So, and you have to work your way up, and if you keep doing that for like 20 years, you'll probably be making 50 to 100 grand, maybe more.
But that's such a big jump, though. 50 to 100 grand. We're talking the difference of $1,000 a week to $2,000 a week, essentially.
With $9.50 an hour.
No. You said.
Oh, you
finally.
mean like,
Put your time in.
So like.
And you might get there.
Eventually. Yeah, if you're an executive chef at like one of the top restaurants in Atlanta, yeah, you're probably gonna make 6 figures.
Yeah, but my point is.
Well, hang on. Let me finish my story.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Let me just hear this through.
Okay.
And then you'll understand why I'm talking about it.
All right.
I'm speaking tangentially, so I want to stay on track.
Okay.
So she graduates, gets a job, makes $9.50 an hour. Her student loans are like $400 a month. Right, making $9.50 an hour. But she works for a really nice restaurant group. So she asks them, hey, I need a little bit more money. So they say, hey, we'll just let you work at this other restaurant in our group, right? So you work here in the AMs, and then you work here in the PMs. But what they didn't really explain was that she was technically working for 2 different companies. So she was working 60 hours a week with no overtime.
Oh, they were basically like 30 and 30.
Yeah. But hang on, so, and the whole point, the whole reason I'm talking about this is it was a bad decision, like obviously it didn't, they made it seem like you were gonna make a lot more money when you got out and how prestigious it was. But this year, overnight, with no notice, no letter, no phone call, no email, all our federal loans got wiped out. Gone. Just like that. During the Trump administration. Whoa, dude, what?
Dude, hold on, just real quick, because so on my laptop screen, I can see the recording. That was like the perfect bubble that I just made.
You just made a. You did an epic woo.
That was the nicest woot on an EQ that you could ever ask for.
Dang, guys.
It's Screenshots going up on the gram. Follow me at
But isn't that crazy?
Adrian.1. Very
Isn't that
crazy. Crazy.
The Democrats are all out there talking about how they're going to forgive student debt. It's already going on, guys.
It's already happening, dude. This man right here already experienced it. So I think what it is I think that he's probably the only one that's talked about it thus far. He's probably the only one that's really brought it up. So it's a big deal.
No, at the debates it was everybody was, I think almost across the board wanted to give student loan forgiveness.
Yeah, but it's not okay. So my point
It's a common sentiment.
Yeah, so I get it though, right? So, okay, at 18 you were considered an adult. So if you are educated enough and you are old enough and grown enough to make the decision to go to college, and you rack up $45,000 in student debt because you went to state out of college, or you went to college out of state, sorry, and now the government's just going to come in and just pat you on the back and say, nice job, even if you're not using the degree, right? And so to me, as someone who didn't go to college, where are my entrepreneur kickbacks? Where are my, hey, you went an entire month and got paid $200. Where's my reimbursement for that month, right?
Yeah, it's a tricky subject, right? Because people get stuck in where it just seems like they're just never going to pay off their student loan, right? And it might be because they made a bad decision. It might be because the school is a scam.
But think about it.
It might be because I have a buddy that got a bachelor's in accounting, and he did it for 1 month professionally, and quit, and never went back.
So what about this? This is the thing that doesn't get me, right? So my mom, and you guys just understand that. You guys will learn a lot about me because I'm an open book as time goes on. But so my mom is a felon, okay? So she went to college, got her bachelor's degree, okay? Worked as a business office manager for multiple nursing homes, was really good at what she did. But then got this felony for punching her husband in the face, okay? Gets a felony for it and can no longer work in any nursing home organization in the country. So now she has college debt still. And she made not just one bad decision, but 2 bad decisions. One, going to college in the first place. Just kidding. Second one, though, that she got this felony, so she's going to get rewarded still. So she just gets to make all these mistakes and get rewarded. So does this show that these entitled millennials, the people my age that are so entitled, does this just show them that it's okay to make bad decisions because some man you don't even know is just going to write you a check?
Yeah, it's a problem, right?
It is a problem. I bet you everybody that's going to listen to this has made a mistake that they've had to overcome. And so everybody's going to have their view on this, but, you know, like I said, not to make this...
You don't want to be cold, though, you know? Do you?
Nobody wants to be cold.
You want to be cold, dude.
Nah, dude. I mean, I guess my thing is what... So $1.6 trillion just to wipe out student loan debt, which is still going to continue to happen, right? More people are going to go to college. More people are still going to rack up debt. So I think the only way it works...
The price of college has skyrocketed. Right?
So that's what I'm saying. So
Which is a big problem.
If they wipe the tax, does that mean that everybody gets to go to college for free? Does that put everybody on the same playing board? See, now if they put everybody on an even playing field, and that now the only thing that gets you into college is that you were studious and you studied hard or you're really athletic, does this just make college debt go away forever for the United States?
No, we're still paying it, right?
That's what I'm saying, but let's say they implement the tax. They implement the tax.
Yeah.
They pay off the $1.6 trillion to the institutions that are loaning out all the money. And does that funding now just go directly to the colleges every year when the debt's paid off?
I don't think they'll refund private loans. It's one thing for federal loans. They can just kind of like delete those, I think.
They just hit the delete button?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the private ones, there's like actual institutions with a stake, like actual businesses, for-profit businesses with a stake in that loan, right?
Yeah, but once
So
again,
they would have to cut all those people a check.
you don't think they'll do it?
I think it's possible.
Why don't they just cut the check? If you're gonna go 1.6 trillion,
because it creates a vacuum, right? So that would be like one of the issues maybe. So you're coming to it from a place where like, hey, look, we gotta like work hard, and you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody just deletes all those 1 step backs, do you just keep going back over and over and over for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't learn from your mistakes, so that would be an issue. So I get that. And it seems like you don't want to create a situation where there's like a vacuum of people just now, because it's free, going to college.
Yeah, because we're already struggling with trades, right?
What about living wages, right? Let's say you're an adult. Let's say you're 30 years old, right?
So if you're under 30, you're no longer an adult.
No, that's not what I said. Just
Okay.
let's just say you're 30.
Yep.
And you already went to college.
Yep.
And you're paying off that debt
Yeah, that did, baby.
years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get a job, and you fucking hate it.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
If you're not working for yourself, it's the worst.
Your female boss keeps coming over and rubbing your shoulders. She's got a weird face. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's
imagine.
happened to you?
Imagine, man.
Has that happened to you?
A female boss?
Yeah, rub your shoulders. She wink at you afterwards? No. I don't think I've ever had a female boss ever. Actually, yes, I did.
I've had women in authority positions do weird things when I was a teenager.
We'll go down that slippery slope another day, guys.
But like, so you're 30, you have a degree, you're trying to pay it off, your job just sucks, everybody there is toxic, you hate it.
Yeah.
They wipe out your student debt, boom, it's gone. What? I have an extra $200 a month. Oh my god. And guess what? Going back to school is free.
Oh.
Boom,
Snap.
golden ticket into a new career. Just like that, man. You just saved that guy.
So let's talk about this then. So that brings up a good point too, right? Boom, career change.
Yeah.
So what's so hard about entrepreneurship these days? One of the beliefs I have is that there's so many people giving information that because information is so readily available, that you can just try whatever you want. Give it a go. But I think what happens is most people don't follow through with what they started, right? Because if you just follow through, something's going to happen with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare that if you just commit, it all falls apart. Like if you just commit and go all in,
If you
like
just
it's going to
decide this is what
happen.
I'm doing now.
Yeah, you're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, with the information being too readily available, does that, how do people, in your opinion, how do people break that cycle?
Of what?
Of just not finishing through with something, because I think that's what happens.
Oh.
That's going to keep this on this college route, right? Yeah, somebody goes this degree, they hate it. Now they can get a new degree for free, career change, boom, that's their golden ticket out. But if you just finish what you started, yeah, you may not like it at that point, right? But just finish what you started, you'll probably be a lot further. Because what's going to happen is they're going to get more education, start at the bottom.
Too.
Huh?
You'll make more money too.
What do you mean?
If you stick with something long enough, you reach a pinnacle
Oh,
point where
yeah.
you're one of the best at it.
Yeah, you're just an expert. You're a
But
professional.
you only have to get into the top 20%, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you can make it into the top 20%.
Here's how you make it into the top 20%. Show up on time. Be friendly with your, people need to like you, right?
Yeah.
And do basically what you're supposed to, right? You can probably just do 2 of those things,
Yeah.
And you're still going to be there because your competitors aren't going to show up on time. They're not going to be professional. They're not going to be friendly. And they're not going to do what they're supposed to, right? Like 80% of your competitors.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So if you just do the basic, obvious stuff,
Which you don't need a college degree for.
unless you're going to be a doctor, right?
Yeah, so just so everyone takes, I'm kind of carrying on this college conversation just to get it all out there and out of the way.
Some stuff does need, like, you need people to go to college to do stuff that's
Yeah, if you're gonna be a
hard.
lawyer, a doctor, a nurse,
Yeah.
something like that, 110%. But if you're going for a business administration's degree or a marketing degree, look, if you guys aren't running Facebook ads and you're getting a marketing degree and you're not running Facebook ads, then like, what are you doing in class? They're teaching you how to put numbers into a spreadsheet?
Yeah, there's so much stuff that you can just learn on YouTube now.
Yeah. You
Like
can literally...
I heard, Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast was talking about he went to school for audio engineering, and he said, like, by the time he got out, everything he learned was obsolete, and you can learn more. There's more information available on YouTube now.
And it's so fast. Do you watch a 20-minute video? It'll take you 6 months to get through that in class. On a 20-minute video.
Yeah, but there's some things you need a license for, right? So let's say you want to be an architect.
Yeah.
So you have to be certified, right? You have to have a degree and become certified, right? 'Cause
Maybe.
you have to sign off on blueprints.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%. Right?
Is there a test you take, though? Like a contractor. You don't have to have a degree to become a contractor. You just have to take a contractor's
No, but that's
test.
where I'm going with this. So
Okay.
so let's say you want to be an architect, but you can't afford college.
Okay.
Okay? You can become a designer. Okay, so you can learn how to make blueprints and you can do it for a while. Maybe you can even work in an architect's office for free, for example, right? Like as an intern.
Yep.
And you just learn the trade as an apprentice, right? You can actually do designs, you can do blueprints and stuff like that, but the architect has to sign off on it. So there is ways to do that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, there's got to be a guy with that certificate.
Yeah. There's a guy that holds all the power. He's the one that signs your
Because
checks.
he went to school and has to pay off all his debt. Right?
Yeah. So he gets to sign the checks.
Yeah, but there is stuff like if there's certain things like if you like drawing and you decided you want to be an architect when you're young, I think that's pretty cool, and I think it's noble, and I think there's multiple ways you could go about that, right? Like I just explained one optional way to go about that, but at the end of the day, if you want the architect after your name, you gotta go to school.
Yeah. Respect, though. Respect. I respect anybody who
But
wants
do
to
it
go out
smart.
and do
Don't
their
go
thing.
out of state. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to, if you're not getting a bunch of scholarships and you have to pay it out of pocket, don't just take out a bunch of debt. Just go to like a place where it's like $1,200 a semester.
Yeah, so this is where Nate and I kind of divide, right? And now I'm going to defend the college kid that goes out of state, but my thing is Nate's like, stay home. Stay home. They don't really, at the end of the day, they don't really see who your degree came from. They just see that you have one, right? So, but my thing is, man, if you feel like you can go out of state and network with people and like actually like know that you're going to grind and put it in, then like I would say take on the debt if you know it could make you more in the long run. Network with the right people.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's probably going to pay it off for you anyways.
That's true.
It's just a matter of time.
That's true. That's true, dude. Hey, you know what, guys? You do whatever you want. It's all going to be okay. And I can attest for that personally.
Yeah, you might have to pay that shit off though, so be careful. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You might just be stuck with it forever.
You know what sucks, man, is that like,
I mean, do it like think about it logically, like look at what like is actually happening in the actual industry and like even where you want to work. I mean, some of that stuff's going to line up for you as you get through school, but yeah, just like, I mean, sit down and actually think about this stuff. Don't just like go to college on a whim.
Just wake up one morning, I'm gone, see ya. Let me sign them papers, applications, let's do it. You know what's so crazy?
There's ways to do it for cheap though. That's the problem with like people going to super expensive schools and then not being able to pay off their debt, because it's like there's Employers aren't really looking at where your degree came from.
Yeah, because they don't care. They don't care, dude. They just want to know that you're able to follow through with something. That's all it is. That's all they want. They just want to know you were able to follow through for 4 years. Because if they can get 4 years out of you, they made all their money back. You know, their investment in you, they make it all back in 4 years.
Most of the time,
Yeah, so they only need you for 4 years. So let's get off of this subject and let's talk a little bit about the risk taking in life that we have taken as far as you know, us in high school. Take us back to Nate in high school. When did you realize that you weren't going to college?
I didn't like school very much.
All right.
And I thought about going to a technical school.
Thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Entertained the idea. I had a, what are they called? I had like a admissions guy come to my house.
Oh, so you had like a recruiter come to you.
A recruiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talked to my mom and I.
Okay. Came to your house for dinner.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Tried to recruit you.
Yep.
You entertained the idea.
Yep.
And what tipped you back over the edge to say no?
He said it was $25,000, y'all.
$25,000. Just sign your name right here. You know what's so
I was kind of
fun?
an anarchist at the time, though. I mean, I was so like nihilistic and just like running through life on momentum that I just couldn't stomach the idea of sitting in a classroom anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
I had to go to night school to get through high school.
That's crazy. I just skipped 103 days of school my senior year.
Yeah, I bet I was close.
So 180 days was how many days we had to be there, right? The school had to be open 180 days out of the year. Skipped 103.
So you didn't graduate?
No, I did.
You got a diploma.
I have a diploma.
I don't even think that's legal.
My diploma says the exact same thing as everyone else's I went to school with.
How?
Bro, the guidance counselor, she texted me one morning. Said, hey, I got your number from so-and-so. I hope this is okay. And at the time, Miranda's my wife, Miranda and I had just moved into our first apartment with each other, still in high school. And I looked at Miranda, and I was like, she fucked up. Dude, she gave me her cell phone number.
Oh.
My guidance counselor, she would text me in the morning, hey, are you coming to school today? Yep, I'll be there, just 5 minutes late. Dude, I swear she was counting me in. I wasn't going. And see, here was the thing, right? So they also did this,
Wait, what are you saying?
dude, literally, like, she would text me in the morning to make sure I was coming to school. And I would lie to her.
Well, that's not really crazy.
But I would lie to her and tell her that I was coming.
Okay.
And I swear she would be like,
But
he
you
didn't show up. And so she would just mark me in. She had to have.
So it wasn't legal.
No, dude, there's no way. There's no way I should have graduated high school.
Yeah, you have a fraudulent degree. Diploma.
Good. I don't use it anyways.
That's alright. Yeah, so that like goes back to it's more about who you know.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I found out that I was able to just talk myself into any situation and then talk my way out of any situation. I would talk myself into a situation and then turn around and talk myself right out of the situation I just talked myself into. And so I've just been able to do that like my entire life. And it has just worked out, dude. It got me through high school. So listen, so I think this is really what it was. They changed our grading scale, so the way that they graded your grades basically, they put it on an 80-20 scale, right? So 80% of your grade was test and quizzes, and the other 20% of your grade was homework and classwork. So that means you could do 0 homework, 0 classwork, ace all of your tests, and you'd still get an 80% in the class.
And you just copied your tests.
So I paid people to give me the test answers.
Yep, that makes sense.
And because it was the first year that they ran that, it was mandatory that all teachers had to give students a second chance to retake a test. So if you didn't take it the first time, gotta give me another shot.
I was a fan of capitalism until right now.
So, you gotta pay to play, baby. You want to play the game, you gotta pay. That's the other rule taken from the Spare Parts Show. You gotta pay to play. So, yeah, I knew pretty quickly that I wasn't going.
So you cheated though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but like, what's it doing, right? They're just teaching you, hopefully, how to work in a factory.
Listen. We own this business, okay? And the only math problems we do are addition, subtraction, the occasional multiplication, and very rarely division.
Right.
Dude, I learned that in like 2nd, 3rd grade.
Yeah.
That means I went through another 8, 9 years. 9 years? Went through another 9, 10 years of just. Useless facts.
What, dude? You totally all of it?
Huh?
All of it?
Not all of it, no, but you get what I'm saying.
You
Like,
ever took a writing class?
yeah, but I still suck at writing. I still suck at speaking.
Exactly.
So the word education derives from the Latin root word educa, right? If you Google the definition of the word education, it is an enlightening experience. So the word education means an enlightening experience from within.
Yeah.
So if you're not interested in it, you're never going to be educated about it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I was barely passing most of my classes and stuff, but I knew where, like, all my favorite bands were from, like, what cities. And I knew, like, all of my favorite pro skaters. Like, I knew all the pro skaters. Not even just my favorite bands, right? Like, I just knew where, like, every punk band was from. And why they sounded like they sounded and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, because you're interested in it.
Yeah. So I retained all that information really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I get it.
But then you get in social studies, dude.
Yeah, look. What year? 4th of July is on Thursday.
You're like, who cares about pilgrims?
What year? See, so the 4th of July was like the Declaration of Independence was signed, right?
The Independence Day, first of all.
Okay, so the 4th of July, Independence Day.
Yeah.
What year was it signed?
The Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, what year did they all come together to sign it?
1778.
We're going to Google it. I'm going to say 17... You said 1778?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1774.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, it was probably before the war, right? Yeah, you had to make a Declaration of Independence before you start the war.
So I don't even know where my phone went. There it is. Let's look this thing up.
Yeah, no, I think it probably would have been a little closer. Well, I don't know. How long did it take a ship to get from Europe to America? Because they had to send them.
July 4th, 1776.
Oh, it was the exact.
Damn,
less than
you said 78, I
1776.
said 74. It was 76. So social
I
studies
didn't
got
realize
us
it was
really
signed.
good. Huh?
I guess no, because that's like the marker of when the country was begun. That was the United States of America was when that document was signed, right?
Sure. My point with this is social studies didn't help us because we both don't even know what year the Declaration got signed. We were close.
Well, I knew like 1776 was the like defining year of the start of the country. I thought it was a trick question, and I thought it probably took them a couple years to work out all the kinks in the paperwork.
Ah, like it would now. Like it
Apparently
would
they
now.
were working quick back then, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
Because,
no, dude, today.
well, because there was no legislation, there was no executive branch, judicial branch. It was just, I call the shots. I'm gonna write this down and I'm gonna sign it.
And now we have all that stuff, yeah.
And now it just
And
exists.
now we can work all that stuff out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all we've done is just refined our ancestors.
It's funny how that was all about taxes. And now when you watch the debates, it's all about figuring out how to raise taxes.
How do we raise taxes?
How?
Yeah.
How would we?
How do we, or, sorry, let me rephrase this. How do we raise taxes on people with college debt but lower taxes for entrepreneurs?
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
How do we can we just get a petition? Can we just petition to tax people with
No,
college
I
degrees?
see. Here's the thing, though, man.
No, because, dude, think about it. They were given all the tools to success, right? They did the right thing.
Entrepreneurs?
No, people that went to school. According to the article that I read.
Oh, so like you're saying like people who didn't go to school are at a disadvantage.
They are.
So what do they get?
We're underprivileged.
Unbelievable. Sitting here, and there's all these privileged aristocrats
Yeah. We pay more taxes in a
trying to
month
get free school.
than you do in a year.
Wait. Are you sure about that, man? That's a bold statement, dude.
Where's the P&L? Nate's the CFO.
I feel like entrepreneurship, it shouldn't be like I'm not saying it should be hard, but I think that there's I feel like there's kind of like a moment where you finally like trudge through all the muck
Yeah, I get
and
what
it
you're
starts to work.
saying. For you and not against you.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
then you're strong. Cause you've like, you're like, I need what kind of permit? I need a what certificate? And it's like $15 and $25, and then like, remember one day we spent 4 hours. We spent 4 hours driving around the city trying to get one document.
That cost $16.
And then we finally found the office, right?
After we drove around the city 3 times.
And went to like multiple places, and they kept sending us all like to go
Yeah,
see
it's not.
this place.
We Googled it, and we went to the first place we Googled, and then we got the runaround from everyone else. They were like, "You need
We
to go
went
talk
to the
so-and-so."
physical office, and they were like, "You got to go here," and then they were like, "You got to go here," and then it's over there, and then we finally get to the place, and she just writes down a website on a piece of paper and slides it across the counter.
And she was like, "Get the fuck out of my office."
And we were like, this needs to be simplified.
Yeah, dude, that's our $1 billion idea.
Yeah. Streamline.
To streamline entrepreneurship.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but at the same time, we just kept moving forward.
Kept moving forward.
And then it just slowly but surely,
Work.
over weeks, and then months, and then years came together.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to start. Actually, today is our 3rd year anniversary, July 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, dude!
That was
Happy
like the first day
anniversary.
we actually unlocked that door and left it
Yeah.
unlocked.
Yeah, we're actually in our shop right now. So, pretty cool. We can talk more about that, but this is our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
We're starting a podcast together on our 3-year anniversary. Dang.
Yeah, all of a sudden, 3 years later, we got time to do a podcast.
We got time to do a podcast. 3 years later, my wife finally let me out the goddamn house to do a
Whoa,
podcast,
dude.
3 years later. She's going to listen to this and be pissed. Listen, guys, my wife is beautiful. She is smart. She's intelligent. And I need a woman like her to hold me down. Because I'm crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my apology to my wife. Publicly. For everyone to hear. And her,
Okay.
including her. I love you,
No
Miranda.
comment.
Happily married. Very, very happily married. 2 kids, a 2.5-year-old and a 4.5-year-old. My 4.5-year-old starts school in August. Private school for pre-K. 2 hours and 45 minutes a day.
The government's not paying for that?
No, so I have to pay tuition for a 4-year-old.
Does she actually have to go to that school?
No, she doesn't have to, but it's where, my wife went to grade school, preschool, kindergarten, 1st through 8th. So, Or should
Isn't
we
that
keep
kind
it
of a
going?
bummer that you have to send her early though? I went and picked up my nephew from school and it was like this time of year.
What do you mean early?
Well, like I was bummed out because my nephew's like going to school not just in the school year but in the summer. He's like 7.
Nah, dude. They start like August and they get out in May.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was like not only having to go to school, he was going to summer school.
Why?
But then, and then you're talking about putting your daughter in school and she's how old?
4.5. How old is he?
He's 7.
So he's in first grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he should be in school. I mean,
In
I don't
the
know about
summer?
summer school. Not summer school.
It's like half days, but still, man.
Maybe it was just like a program.
Yeah, it just bums me out, man. You should be running around like throwing sticks at cats and stuff.
Yeah. We were shooting cars with BB guns off my rooftop in the summer. Like, that's what me and my friends did. We just laid on our roof and just shot cars with BB guns as they drove by. That's what we did for fun.
We threw like water balloons at them.
At cars?
Mm-hmm.
One time we threw ice cream cones at cars.
We figured out,
One time my buddy threw a mud ball at a car.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like
And the
we
dude
would-
turned around and chased us and we got caught.
We would take those Gatorade bottles and pee in them because they had that little pop top thing.
Oh yeah, the
And then we would fill
squeezies.
the water balloons up with the Gatorade bottle, and then we would throw those at cars.
Dang.
Maybe you should go to school in the summers and before you're 5.
You should.
Maybe you should go to school.
Yeah. Don't do what we did. During the summer, I broke into another high school.
Damn, dude, that's how bad you wanted to go to school, man.
I wanted to go so bad, I was breaking into the
I
summer.
miss this place, man.
It was a high school that got shut down. But we went inside. That was an adventure. We wandered the hallways.
Mhm.
Dude, we were lining. We found like their band uniforms, and they were getting ready to auction everything off from inside the school. So like everything was lined up to be sold. So we had every intention on like taking the projectors and the screens. We were all gonna have free projectors for our houses.
So you're gonna steal.
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
So yeah, my point is find something better to do with your time, kids. In the summer, don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Be good kids. Play sports. Be active. Give back to the community. What else? What else could they do to not?
If you were what age?
If you're like a teenager, we're not going to have any 5-year-olds listening to this.
You're
If you're
like
a teenager.
So you're like 15?
16,
So you
let's
have,
call
you have
it.
like a driver's license.
You can legally have sex and you can have a driver's license.
In some states.
In Indiana.
Okay, so you're 16.
Yep.
When I was 16, I was skateboarding like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to pretty much every concert I could. And even if I wasn't old enough, I would show up early and go out back and wait for the bands to show up, and I'd ask if I could help them load it up, all their equipment.
Okay. So you're just trying to get involved.
Well, it was because sometimes it would be at bars that I wasn't allowed in.
Oh.
But if you come in with the artist, if you're like, so it doesn't, there's like laws where if you're on stage, like you can still be in those establishments if you're performing, but if you come in with a band, that nobody really.
They weren't asking you what your role in the band was. They just saw
No, I
you
was
back
just
there with the band.
dropping
so.
off like, yeah, cases and amps and stuff.
I would have been like, dude, let me shine your shoes real quick. Like, if I wanted to get backstage and I just wanted to be there, I'd be like, bro, let me come clean your shoes for you. I would have done anything though.
Weird, dude.
No.
No, I just hung out by the back door in the alley like a cool kid and asked them if I could help unload their van.
Dude, I would have been scrubbing
So
shoes.
I could get into the show.
I would have been scrubbing shoes. They would have hired me.
If a band rolled
They
up,
just wanted to hang out with them. I wanted to get hired.
I just wanted to get into the venue,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because maybe one, didn't have money, or two, was not legally allowed in the establishment. And that led to like some pretty crazy stuff sometimes, but like I just had to go to a concert like every time there was like a concert, I like had to be there. I was just compelled to be there.
Yeah.
So I would just go even with no plan or money and just like figure it out.
It's always worked out, hasn't it?
Not always. Nope.
Man.
Sometimes.
I'm trying to be positive.
It's like a law of averages thing. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, like you just gotta try, man.
That's true.
You just gotta try, and it might not work out 9 out of 10 times, but then like sometimes it will, and you'll be in an establishment full of 30-plus-year-olds drinking beer. And you're just like 16 with like spiky hair, just amidst a bunch of adults, and sometimes that happens.
Just getting it done.
That's fucking weird too. Cause they're like, how's this kid in here?
Little did they know.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I was doing mostly with my time. And I was going like to downtown Kalamazoo and skateboarding and getting harassed by cops and running from cops. And
Were you like purposely trying to get in trouble? Like were you purposely skating where you shouldn't have been skating, just in hopes you'd get in trouble?
no. Actually, like the first time I ever did it, I was utterly confused. Because I was on a board with wheels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a mountain bike cop harassed us for, I don't know, 20 minutes.
So.
Screaming at us, threatening to take us to jail. We were 13,
Mm-hmm.
and we were just like, wait, man, we're just like at a park. Like, it's like a public space. We're just here. Like,
Okay,
this
hold
is
on,
what
hold
the
on.
park
Time
was
out,
for.
time out. You're at a public park skateboarding,
Yep,
and he's at a public park riding a bike.
yep. Yeah, while he's yelling at us, he's circling us on his mountain bike, yelling.
Okay.
I would take you to jail if I could. I'd take your skateboards. Y'all
Yeah.
belong in jail.
Get
You're
on
animals.
the pegs, kid. I'm taking you in. One on the handlebars, one on the pegs. Let's
yeah,
go.
It was crazy, right?
But what's so bad is he was on a bike. He was also on a vehicle of transportation.
It was so strange. We weren't even really that bad at kids either. Like, and we weren't doing anything disrespectful. We weren't like trying to do property. We were just like trying to figure out tricks, and we thought it was cool to be downtown, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a skateboarder, downtown's like where it's at.
That's where all the weird,
Yeah.
like geometric ledges and stairs and all
I'll
kinds
say,
of
yeah,
weird stuff.
yeah.
right?
You're gonna find all the stuff that's like challenging downtown.
Yeah.
Cause like
yeah,
you're
so
in
we
the
were
country.
like, let's get downtown.
Yeah.
And then a cop harassed us for 25 minutes and threatened to take us to jail over and over. And we were so confused. We were just baffled. We couldn't believe what was happening. We had no idea that we were even doing something bad. And then we told my friend's dad about what was happening, right?
What did he say?
He shrugged his shoulders and he goes, "You're 13, why don't you just run?"
That's so true. What's he gonna do? Chase you down on his bike? Once he catches you, once again, what's he gonna do? One on the handlebars, one on the pegs.
but yeah, like, so just run, right? What happens if you run? He chases you. What happens if he catches you? You're 13.
Yeah, you're 13 years old.
Nothing, dude. He's gonna be like, he's just gonna tell you can't skate there. That's all they can really do. That guy he was like an old, like he had a crew cut, and he was like a little overweight, like an old high school varsity football player that like joined the police force and got stuck on a mountain.
He just never made it out of high school, dude. He just never made it
And
out.
we were like the loser nerd kids to him, and he was just gonna fucking tear us up.
Damn, that dude probably has the worst self-image of anybody.
He's probably dead, dude.
Oh, shit. Well, then.
No. But so we just started running. So we would just run. So we'd all, like, typically have, like, one or two of us would always have we would all have our eyes peeled for stuff, but, like, whoever wasn't doing something at the time was kind of like, it was just obligatory, like, you had to keep an eye out. And then we just started running, and we never, ever got caught again.
You fuck the police.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it just became a normal thing, and to the point where we just had escape routes set up where we knew they couldn't take their bike through a store, and we knew they'd have to like go a block down to get around the building or something, so we just cut through the store.
So this was Kalamazoo, Michigan?
Yeah.
Why are all the cops on bikes? I've never.
Not all of them.
Well, I've never seen, like, here in Fort Wayne, I've never seen a cop on a bike unless there's, like, an event going on
Well, in
downtown.
like downtown Kalamazoo, there would
Yeah.
probably be one dude.
Just circling the city.
Yeah, you think about it, like, I mean, you can pretty much do 10 blocks by 10 blocks in, like, what, 15, 20 minutes or something? So, I mean, you're
Yeah.
canvassing the city pretty quick on a mountain bike.
That's true.
But downtown was so cool when I was a kid. There was, like, a outdoor mall with, like, a park down the middle of it. It was like a road that they turned into a park. And all these cool little shops opened up. There was like a skate shop called Piranha Alley, and there was like at the end there was Music Express, and then there was this crazy little goth shop called Through the Looking Glass, and there was like bookstores. I think there was like 3 music stores in this one mall, right? Just outdoors. So we would walk around, and it was just the coolest, most little like quaint, eccentric little area, and we would hit like every shop. And like if we had money, we were spending it, and it's just like everything just closed, and now it's all new stuff. Like all the record stores obviously closed. There's just not really record stores now.
Dude, when I was that, if
You were already past Napster, right?
Napster,
You don't even know what Napster is, do you?
wasn't it a music service?
You could say that. It was like basically when you could start sharing music with people. Like you could like download the album so you could rip it into your computer and then just share it on Napster, and then other people could download it. That's where all the audio, like the music industry changed forever after that, because before that you could like rip a CD and burn it and give it to your friend or sell it on the
Yeah, but
black
that's
market.
work, right? Because you got to put the disc in.
Yeah, on Napster you could just go on there and get everything for free. All of a sudden, just overnight, like. And then all these cool shops that I used to go to all the time and buy weird esoteric like music stuff just disappeared after Napster. They really struggled.
That's weird, man. Yeah, dude, like I was on MySpace when I was.
It wasn't just the artist that got hit, I guess, is my point. It wasn't just like the artist, it was like, dude. Like you'd walk in and it would be empty, and they'd be like, I don't know, man, we're not gonna be open for long. Like, we would go in and talk to the same people every time we went down there. And
Yeah, no Napster for me, dude. I literally grew up on MySpace where you just hit the search button, you just pull up any song you want, throw it on your wall, and you can listen to it whenever.
yeah,
When people clicked on your page, they listened to it too.
yeah, I remember that.
So that was like, but that was what
I
how I
remember the
grew up.
songs I had about MySpace, actually.
The what?
The songs.
Oh, do you? I
Do you
remember like.
did you have a top 10?
So the Carter
Were
3
you
came
bumping
out.
your friends out of top 10,
Dude, no. See, we didn't do. I personally did. So I just remember the Carter 3 came out, and I lived on the south side, and I was the only white kid in the neighborhood, and I just remember that I got so much cred for knowing the songs on the Carter 3.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just put the entire Carter 3 on my MySpace page because I was just a thug.
Yeah, my experience is just so much different.
Dude, I remember like Lollipop by Lil Wayne, dude.
I remember
Lollipop.
my cousin had a friend lend him like a Snoop Dogg album on cassette.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna need that cassette back.
We had to like go buy batteries for a boombox so that we could take the boombox far away from the house and listen to it.
Why'd you have to go so far away? Because you wanted it loud?
No, because like I mean, if your parents heard you listening to like Gin and Juice, like it was like a world changer. Like it was like your parents would never look at you the same again.
When I was a baby, my
Back.
mom put headphones on me and played Gin and Juice.
And now that's the world.
Dude, I would start crying. She'd just throw some headphones on my crying ass and just put
Listen to Snoop.
some Bone Thugs and Harmony too, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That one we actually got away with.
She was like, man
Somehow,
out
like-
kid.
Yeah.
They're so gracious with their music though, that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It actually wasn't like
Their music
that
is
bad.
yeah. Like Jay-Z.
It was kind of inspirational even in a way.
Jay-Z all day. Jay-Z from like the Blueprint 3 on up, dude. It's just, he was like, I made it, dog. Keep going, keep shooting for your dreams. That's Jay-Z right there. That's why kids can listen to Jay-Z all day. And no one will ever look down upon them. But if you listen to mumble rap, you will have haters.
Yeah. Well, now it's like nobody cares. Nobody cares what kids are listening to.
No, dude.
It's like a totally different environment.
It's because you can't stop them.
It was like a really big deal that you were listening to like rap when I was like very young, like 10. That would have been like 94.
Damn, I wasn't even born.
It was like, yeah, you had to like hide it.
Dang.
Yeah. It was a big deal, man. And then we went through all that so that nobody cares now, I guess. Because we all kind of went through it and we were like, this is fucking ridiculous, man. He's just talking about sipping on gin and juice.
Yeah, dude, he's just trying to get high real quick.
Yeah, dude. They just rolling around in 6'4s, Mom.
Yeah. 24-inch blades on the Impala.
They just got Alpines in their trunk, Mom.
Call again, laid tonight. Swisher rolled tight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
that's
it's
weird.
like, now it's just pussy money weed. No matter what. Almost no matter what genre of music you listen to now. Everything's just like pussy money weed and y'all got your own sound.
No, I mean, it's definitely not every genre.
Everything, dude.
No,
Everything.
No, it's,
Dude, go put on the Christian rock station on the way home.
and it's pussy money weed.
Yep. Listen closely.
I'm just going to let that statement hang
That's okay. Everyone's gonna go listen to the classic rock station, or go to the Christian rock station now.
there. I'm embarrassed for you right now.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean,
You just aren't listening to enough music.
no, I really don't. I listen to like Jay-Z, Kanye West, and whatever demo tracks we play here at the shop. And that's literally it for music for me. You know, maybe like some Russ and some Logic, you know, throw in some other guys, but that's all I listen to is rap music, so maybe that's why that's all I hear.
Yeah. You're listening to one genre.
That's all I listen to, dog.
Like Kanye is not a genre. Well, maybe.
Kanye is
But
his own.
Jay-Z
Kanye
is
is
not a
his
genre.
own genre.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. Yeah. But that's just like rap or hip hop or whatever.
There's like literally a different version of Kanye for every part of my life.
Yeah, dude, that's so weird.
It
man.
is because I grew up listening
Yeah.
to Kanye since I was a kid, dude. Literally
Yeah,
since
back
I was a
when he was,
kid.
like just coming out of Chicago and stuff.
Yeah, I've loved Kanye forever. So, yeah, every part of my life has a different Kanye.
Jeez, man.
I can't wait till I get to shake that man's hand. Because he's never going to know what an impact he had on me. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Kanye West, guys. It's my man crush Monday.
What is it so great about Kanye?
Dude, it's just something about the way he speaks. He speaks with conviction. Just
Right.
no matter what he says, he believes it to be truth
At the time.
at the time. And I fuck with that, dude. I just stand behind a man who's willing to speak his mind.
Like Trump.
Hey, here, hold on. Look, hey, what can I say though? Nothing since he has been president has affected me in a negative way. And honestly, so guys, my view on politics is that I don't care who's in office, I don't care who's running, but whoever is elected, I just want you to do good. This business that Nate and I run, it is a commodity business. It is not something that people need, it is something that people want. And, you know,
I
the better
basically
the
made-
economy,
Yeah,
the better we do.
I made the same decision when Obama got elected. Just because I just was like, you know what? I just want things to go well. So, like, this is the president now. So, support.
Just support no matter what.
Yeah. But boy, be careful with supporting Trump. You gotta be careful.
No, what's going to happen is nothing's going to happen except the person who despises Trump is going to find out you support him, and he's going to yell at you. That's just what's going to happen. You're just going to have to get in these heated debates with people all the time. And,
Can we talk about this Andy No guy? No?
don't even know who he is. Let's educate me.
Okay. He's a journalist. Okay. He's an editor for Quillette. I think he writes for like Wall Street Journal and or he's at least like contributed. New York Post. He is a 5'5", like 5'5", son of Vietnamese immigrants, and he's homosexual.
And he's trying to do what again?
He covers Antifa protests a lot. Like he just goes to them and covers them. And from what I've gathered, he shows up and he covers them, and because he, just being at a protest, he sees like messed up stuff. See?
Yeah.
So he's like documenting property damage and like attacks.
So he's just put himself in bad situations.
Yeah, but he's like doing it because he's a journalist first, I guess. You know, I would think about like what is it that he's actually doing, like what's his motivation for doing that. But he just happened to like covering Antifa protests. I think because he's like seen some messed up stuff and he just wants to be there to cover it. And he just got like, at this last one on Saturday, he got like put in the hospital. He got beat up really bad. He had a brain hemorrhage.
Was he speaking when he shouldn't have been speaking?
No, he was just like covering the event.
So he was
somebody
just like,
recognized him.
So he was basically just on camera.
He covers Antifa in a bad light. That's the thing, right? So
Yeah.
like he goes to the protest and he covers it and reports what he sees, and maybe he even like bends it so that it makes Antifa look bad.
Okay.
Let's just say that as an example, right?
And so somebody beat his ass.
A bunch of people. It's on video too.
So don't poke at the bear.
Wait, why? But you're saying like if Antifa's out there doing bad stuff, like don't let anybody know.
No.
So
like,
he's just like he's like seen that there's like obviously something going on that at least he doesn't really like, so he's covering it. But they just like jumped him and beat him up and poured milkshakes all over him and put him in the hospital. And but my point is like,
why go to the level of disrespect? You already beat his ass. Why throw some milkshakes on
and what's
him?
fucked up is it was a bunch of white dudes beating him up, right?
Yeah. What is
like a short gay Asian man goes to cover an Antifa protest and gets beat up by a bunch of white dudes.
Yeah, that's
and now you're like, wait.
Yeah, man.
Like a gay person of color gets beat up by a bunch of white dudes wearing masks, and we're like, fuck yeah, Antifa. It's real confusing. You have to wonder about all these people's motivations now. Like, even Andy knows. It's like, it's so bizarre, though. Isn't it, like, really bizarre? Like,
so this is the first I've heard of this, so I know nothing about this. I was off the grid for the last 48 hours. No internet connection, nothing. Okay, so I know nothing about this. But, yeah, this is a lot to take in right now. There's a lot going on in this story.
yeah, but it's like, whose rights again?
Yeah,
It's like a bunch of people that obviously had time to like gear up and go to this event, right? So these are not busy people. This is what they've decided to use their time for.
Yeah, so here's how I look at it.
And they see like a small Asian man who's like covering their protest in a bad light and they beat him up.
So there's two ways to look at this, right? One is he fighting a battle that can't be won, meaning is he wasting his time by documenting and journaling, and also, if that's like, you can't just walk up to a dude at the bar and just be like, bro, I don't like you, and I don't like what you're doing right now, for me watching, And so I'm just going to expose you to my 10,000, or actually my 100,000 Instagram followers, and then throw them on your story. Like, he's going to punch you. He's going to knock your phone out of your hand, and he's going to beat the shit out of you. So you can't, like, don't put yourself in the situation unless you fully understand what the consequences are. But the second way to look at it, too, is like, let the man just document what you're doing.
He's
like
a journalist, right?
Yeah, he's a journalist, right? So here's the thing. As somebody who is protesting, the idea is to get people behind you and to get people to
join your side.
Your
so cause.
Why beat up the gay Asian? Like, why not show that you're a good person? Why not get people to rally behind you by doing the right thing? Why go out of your way to do something super stupid?
Yeah, I mean, even let's say he was doing Antifa wrong.
So they're both in the wrong, in my opinion.
But let's just assume the worst about Andy, right?
And they're both in the right. Yeah, but let's assume the worst.
About Andy.
Yep.
Don't you feel like journalists get a free pass?
They do. It's their job.
Their whole thing is I document things and report them to people.
Yeah. And even if they're doing it maliciously.
I collect information and then disseminate it to the masses.
And if they're doing it maliciously, they will get their share of karma. So you don't need to go attack them.
Well, yeah,
just
but I guess that would be what happened, right?
No, just let.
I don't feel like you earn like a trip to the hospital for like writing articles, even if they are like slanderous. Let's just say. And I'm just assuming the worst.
Yeah, if you assume the worst. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because that's like me and you were to walk out right now, and we were doing this live, and somebody didn't like what we had to say, and they just mugged us when we walked outside.
So they just like stole our GoPro and equipment and like just beat us up and poured milkshakes all over us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. Don't do that to me. I'm not gonna fight you back. I'm just letting you know right now. I work out, but I won't fight you back. Cause I'd rather just get my ass beat.
And then just have a sweet, sweet lawsuit line.
Yeah, and just like take a week off from the shop and take a vacation. Like, see you later, guys. I get paid whether I work or not.
Yeah, I might not even prosecute, just civil suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you back.
No, not at all. You're a total pacifist.
Dude, well, here's the thing, right? We know a lot of the cops. If it happens here in the city, we know a lot of the cops. So if I throw a few punches, I'm not getting in trouble here, right? So I might have to stand up for myself. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go to jail because somebody doesn't like something I said. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid a fight.
Yeah. Like I'm going to try to
diffuse it, right?
I'm going to try to diffuse it before it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan.
Yeah, but I'm still not like.
But I'm not. But I don't think Andy was. He was just there filming it, right?
Yeah. So I mean, here's the thing. Like I said,
he just shows up with a camera and somebody's like, "Hey, that's Andy No."
1, don't poke the bear. 2,
don't poke the bear. I feel like that's bad advice. I mean, yeah. So like, if there's a dude at the bar and you walk up and you start annoying him, right?
Yeah.
But if you're just near him,
posting to your Instagram story.
Yeah.
And he gets mad. That's true. Man, see, look, the different perspectives in life to take. Yeah, you're right. There is no right answer. I still don't think. I think at the end of the day, he's
decided it needs to be covered for whatever reason.
Yeah, and you know what? And obviously, he's doing it because people are watching. So he's obviously got fans.
Yeah, because he's done it a bunch, right? I think he's covered Antifa a lot.
Yeah.
That's why they hate him, right? Because he covers them and he catches them basically like doing bad stuff, maybe like property damage or like hitting people that.
He's exposing bad people. I think that's something we should do. I think
the bad seeds, maybe.
Yeah. We should expose bad seeds.
Yeah, and maybe even like obviously in this case, like Antifa has bad seeds too.
Everybody has bad seeds.
Yeah, but you can't just ignore them, right?
No, they should come to the surface.
Yeah.
It's like if you have like a mental wound.
You
don't just cover it up with Band-Aids.
Yeah, and especially at a protest, it's always been very important to keep a protest peaceful, and that's one of the ways like they used to get agent provocateurs into the protest that would start like getting the mob to do things that were like violent or throw things at the police and stuff like that, so that they had a reason to stop the protest. But we're just skipping that part now, where the police have to send in people to rile up the mob. Now it's like they were riled up before they got there.
Yeah.
So it's like there's
they're all
no
texting
way.
each other. They're all texting each other. Better come with the heat. Sending them the fire
Yeah, and
emojis.
Antifa protests are not peaceful. It's pretty clear. It's not a peaceful protest.
Yeah. So what's the? Fill me in on like what are they protesting for? What are the Antifa clan? What are they? What are they supporting?
The anti-fascism.
Anti-fascism.
Yeah, do you know what fascism is?
Nope.
Here's what's real crazy.
Uh-oh.
Fascism is the forcible suppression of opposing opinions.
Moving on.
Does that not?
That breaks my brain. That makes my brain break.
So it means like you think different than me, I'm going to force you to think like me, or you go to the gulag. That's basically it, right?
Yeah, that breaks my brain.
So what just happened to Andy? No. What? He
Yeah.
had a different opinion and he got beat up. That's what it sounds like, right?
Mm-hmm. They beat him up.
Sorta.
They're like, you're with us or you're against us. If you're against us,
we're gonna beat you up, dude.
and throw milkshakes on you.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds pretty much like fascism.
Off the definition.
But maybe it's not. I don't know. I mean, philosophically, there's probably a lot of gray area there. But if you just look at the definition,
Definitions are important.
yeah,
We
it's
talked about
the
two.
forcible suppression of opposing viewpoints.
Man, we've talked about two This is really educational.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
We gave you the definition of the word education, and we gave you the definition of the word fascism.
Yeah.
If you guys want more definitions, go support us on our Patreon page.
Yeah, get a dictionary.
And, no, just Google it.
Just Google it.
Just Google it. Don't go buy a dictionary.
Don't trust Google.
I'll make fun of
Get
you.
the Webster's Dictionary.
Webster's Dictionary. I think they have a site now. I think you Google the Webster Dictionary site. You can Google their site and then go to their site.
Google, get in there, dude.
Dude, just Google it, baby.
Change a couple words.
Just Google it.
Just the important ones.
Only the important ones.
Yeah, it's crazy though, right? It does break your brain a little bit. It's real confusing. Everything's so bizarre. Everything's so volatile.
Yeah. You know, there's so much up and down, so much roller coaster that, you know, and that's part of the reason why I don't pay attention to a lot of it is just because.
Yeah, man, I caught it at a bad time. I just opened Twitter. I was already depressed, and then I saw it, and I was just like, dang, dude, this little guy just got beat up.
Yeah. I hate seeing fights on like Facebook and Instagram when I'm scrolling
Yeah.
and people are fighting. Like there's like a
Boy,
fight.
it was everywhere too, man.
I hate seeing that stuff.
I
Like I don't really care. I'd rather see like.
Yeah, I
somebody
don't want to see
help-
fights. That's why I got off
Yeah.
Facebook, man. I felt like every time I opened
Dude,
it, it was
there
like,
were so many fights.
yeah, dude.
Like there's still like every single time I open up Facebook, if I
You
just
see
hit-
some brutal stuff.
Yeah, like I don't need to see some teenage kid getting knocked out. Like that's what's super weird too is that like you can just post a fight of two 16-year-olds and it's allowed to go viral. Like just two 16-year-old dudes get in a
A lot of
argument
times it's
in
got
math
that cloud
class.
over it, right? Like it's fogged, so you can't see it, and you have to click.
Yeah,
on
it says sensitive
Sometimes.
content. Sometimes, right? But dude, like I watched one video where this dude got knocked out cold and hit a desk on his way down. Like his head hit a desk on the way down, and there was no sensitive content button on that.
Dude, one time I was in a garage sale site that has like 30,000 plus members in it. And somebody just posted a picture of a lady having sex with a Great Dane.
Yeah, there was one where some dude
It
like
was
posted.
probably up for hours.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It was so strange.
There was one too that I saw where some guy was trying to sell edibles on the story. Like, how did he even get his edibles on the story of that
seems
Facebook
like
page?
a terrible idea.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey everybody,
Fort Wayne Police Department. Come buy my edibles.
Yeah, track my location through Facebook.
Yeah, here's my
I'm eating
name.
it.
Here's my first name,
I'm
my
at
last name.
Applebee's, dude.
Oh yeah, by the way,
I'll be at Applebee's all night.
go to my page, check out my bio, it'll tell you who I date, where I work, where I went to school.
No, all my friends.
You'll probably find my clients.
Holy shit, yeah, even if it was legal, just arrest that guy.
That guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
And it will be legal, guys. So actually starting today, it is
Hemp.
legal for hemp to be grown.
Yeah, new crop, just in time for the, we obviously have, like, we're in no plan 19 right now.
Yeah, we've gotten like 27 feet of rain.
Yeah, you can drive through, like, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, and a bunch of other states, I guess. But I've driven through Indiana, I've driven through Ohio, I've driven through Michigan, and it's like, it's almost like when you see a field that's planted, you're like, oh, hey, that one's planted.
Yeah, and all the
Cool.
plants are small still too, which is really
Which
weird.
means their yields are going to be really small.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's a little scary, but think about hemp, like, that's like, dude, they can make all kinds of stuff. They can make oil, they can make fuel, they can make paper, they can make, like, body panels on cars,
Does it
they
feed
can make
us?
fabric.
But it doesn't feed us.
You can put hemp seeds in your food and your shakes in the morning.
Boom, roasted.
There's like, hemp has like so many uses, right?
Yeah, that is true.
So like we can just make so much, and like that's what we're doing, that's the whole point with like the soy and the corn, a lot of it's not like edible, right? Like a lot
Yeah,
of the
they're
corn's
using
going to
it
like
as-
feed or for fructose and stuff. I think you can do a lot of that stuff with hemp too.
Yeah.
So it's like all these farmers have this new crop
That's
that
almost
you can
resilient
only
as possible,
get from
right?
Canada, right?
Yeah. And it's super resilient, right? So
It's
like,
literally a weed, yeah.
yeah, so you just throw it in the ground and just let it go.
To some extent, yeah. And the argument's always been that it would be too hard to tell it from, like, weed or marijuana or cannabis. Like it is cannabis, right?
THC marijuana.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's really crazy is like if you're planting hemp everywhere and it's just throwing off like clouds of pollen, it makes it really hard to grow viable cannabis that you can actually like smoke, right? Because it's getting pollinated, which just means it's going to fill up with seeds and reduce like the usable yield of those female plants to like by like 98%.
So what you're telling
So
me
like
is,
it's basically gonna become almost impossible to like grow marijuana outdoor if there's like hemp crops all over the state.
so that is exactly how we officially now know that the government wanted for the longest time ever.
For you to be able to grow it.
No, for marijuana to stay illegal. They're idiots, dude. They should.
Yeah, if you really want
like
to get
they-
rid of marijuana, it's just like seed bomb from a plane. Because everything, like you'll come across one that hasn't been pollinated, and it'll be like finding the golden ticket from Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Yeah, so they could easily just eradicate all the marijuana plants nationwide
Yeah, it'd have to be indoor and filtered,
to not get,
pollinated.
yeah. So
I
like,
assume.
so
I'm not into colleges, folks.
so what they should do is just pollinate the whole entire United States.
If they really
Legalize
wanted to get rid of
marijuana
it.
in every state.
Yeah, dude.
And then they'll just clean house forever. And then they can just,
Yeah, get them taxes, Indiana. What the
Yeah.
fuck, man?
yeah,
them
get
taxes.
the fucking taxes, you
Pay,
idiots.
taxes 37%.
Yeah, pay off the college debt with that tax. Don't tax Wall Street. We got money on Wall Street,
Dude,
dude.
that's how we pay off college debt.
Weed.
Weed tax.
Weed
Cannabis
tax.
tax.
Cannabis tax. We should
Let's
call
call
it
it
cannabis tax.
I feel like cannabis is a more appropriate word. I feel like weed is like,
It's too street.
well, it's also like kind of demeaning, right? Like it's a medicine. Like a bunch of states have decided it's medicine.
Yes.
Like a majority of the country and other countries have decided it's medicine. Let's call it cannabis.
Yep.
Let's stop calling it marijuana. That means like crazy weed or something.
But cannabis can still be like, a CBD plant is still cannabis, right? So it doesn't even
Yeah.
necessarily have to have THC.
Yeah. Kinda.
Okay.
Like it would be like so little.
Yeah, 0.3 or whatever it
Less,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe some more. Some are like, there's like so many strains that are mixed and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get them taxes in Indiana.
We should get them taxes, Indiana. You know, Indiana's a good state to live.
You don't pay taxes on like opiates, right?
No,
That's a good question. Like, do you pay taxes when you go get a prescription medicine?
I don't think you do.
So you can go get, like right now, let's say you have an ailment that you're taking like an opiate for,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going and getting that tax free, but for the same price you could go and get cannabis and pay taxes on it, and now the state's collecting revenue on something that they weren't before, assuming it has like the same benefits.
Which scientifically proven we know it does.
Well, I wouldn't say scientific.
Anything scientific now? You know,
Yeah, just everything is scientific. No, everything that Adrian says
is scientific.
is also scientific. So
And you want to know how? Go test it, dude. Once you start testing, you're in a science problem.
oh yeah, you just came up with a hypothesis.
Exactly.
But you said that your hypothesis was scientifically proven, but only it's scientifically proven that your hypothesis is a hypothesis.
As you can tell, I skipped 103 days of school my senior year. Told you.
But yeah, dude, like tax it, like just tax it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think like most states are getting like a 37% tax and stuff like that.
Which is
like, it's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
right?
that's insane. Do you think they should just do a flat
And
tax
people
for
just
everyone?
pay it
Do you think
for everything.
For everything, everyone, flat tax?
Well, that's something I've been thinking about a lot.
I can almost agree to it.
Flat tax.
Yeah. Just everybody pays 15% no matter
Is
what.
it on income?
I mean, that's really like the only fair way to do it because everybody has an income. And if everybody just pays 15% of their income.
What if like the U.S. started its own like blockchain-based currency, right? Like Bitcoin,
Yeah.
but it's like U.S. federal
Coin.
dollar coin.
USDFC.
Yeah,
US dollar federal coin. USDFC.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's trademark it before they get it.
Yeah. Fuck you, feds. $1 billion exit. The podcast worked.
So like, okay, so let's say they make one, but they work into the algorithms and whatever's the magic that goes behind a cryptocurrency that like every time you transfer an amount of that currency from one wallet to another wallet, like 0.5% of that transaction goes to the national treasury,
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
right?
It's such a small amount of money that you don't even
It just
notice
gets taken out like as a miner's fee.
Yeah.
So
it's
like,
so small, so
but it's
insignificant.
every single transaction, no matter what, whether it's business to business, whether it would normally before have been tax-free, or you're just going to the grocery store and buying like lettuce.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
It's
sense.
just every single transaction,
Well,
even
think
if it's
about
like an investment transaction, just every single one, a little teeny piece got scraped off and went to the treasury.
So that would make a lot of sense because think about it, like the reason now that it's 7%, right? So here in Indiana, it's a 7% sales tax is because we're basing our currency off the U.S. dollar, which, you know, our smallest increment is a penny. You know, back in the day,
We're
there
not
used to be a
basing
half
our
penny.
currency off of it.
I know, but what I'm saying is that they have to charge like a 7%. They can't charge a
You mean on, like,
0.5%.
sales tax?
Yeah, they can't charge a 0.5% right now because we can't even do our smallest increment is a penny. So what I'm saying is that what you're saying makes sense because they can just take a smaller percentage of everything.
But like, I think 7%, yeah, exactly. But like 7% sales tax doesn't really affect somebody that makes $250,000 a year. At the end of the year, they don't go
Yeah,
like,
because
man, I paid a lot of sales tax
Well,
this year. It's like 7% doesn't affect them, but like somebody that makes $400 a week, that 7% is a real big deal.
You're right.
So it's like taxing the poor, kind of, right?
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But
though,
the rich
right?
guy's still moving a lot of money around.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the flaw in the system now is that they just had to be like 7%, no matter what. But if they just go 0.5% on every transaction, no matter what,
Period.
forever, because everything's electronic anyways. There is no cash. It makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just saved the world.
you did.
Let's
Dude, if I can pay with my watch, then they should just be able to take a small percentage of every transaction. Quit letting the credit card processing
well, I think
companies take
Bitcoin
the
has like a miner's fee or something. So like if you send
Hold on.
Bitcoin, I think there's like in some cases there's like a miner's fee. So it's already like implemented to some extent. Or maybe it's the platform that your like wallet is in charges a miner's fee, and that goes towards like paying
infrastructure.
off the creation of the Bitcoin for that platform.
Yeah, the infrastructure.
But there's
yeah.
something like that. There's already in place. They're already like implementing it. So like, it's there.
Yeah, it's not like they have to create a technology to do it. Just
And somebody already did it and gave it away to the world for free.
yeah,
That's
press
so
a button.
crazy,
Press a button,
right?
dude. Just press a button.
Yeah, man.
You could
Yeah.
fire like hundreds of people.
If you know more about like cryptocurrencies, and I just got this horribly wrong, let us know.
Please let us know. We are novices.
Constructive criticism only.
Yeah,
Or else
yeah.
I'll just block you.
Don't be a dick. Be cool. We're all here to be cool. But anyways, so cryptocurrencies. I watch it day to day. Listening to Nate here talk about it on the day thing. So I was throwing a bunch of money in, around $8,000, and I pulled it all out because I figured an investment in my business would be a better return. Thus far, my $200, if it was in Bitcoin, would have been significantly better. So, I basically have no money in Bitcoin, and I'm just watching it. And I really just hope I'm not missing the boat right now. So, Nate's going to be, if he wins big on Bitcoin, I'll be able to live success through him.
Vicariously. Yeah.
And sit here and just try not to get depressed when
We'll see, man.
I could have rode the wave like everyone else that's big in the space. One of the things that gets me about Bitcoin, one of the things I do really like about it is that it gives everyone a chance.
Yeah, if you want to if you want to get into like real estate, you have to save up a fair bit of cash, right?
You want to invest in Wall Street?
Or you can just sit and read like instructional like tutorials and watch videos and throw $50 at Bitcoin and turn it into $400 and then into 800 and then into 2,000.
And what's so crazy too
And
is
then go buy a rental property. Just doing that at night. It's pretty cool.
yeah, and I mean you can set the one thing that's really cool is everyone talks about passive income. A rental property. I get why people consider that passive, but it's still not passive, especially if you're managing it yourself. It's not a passive income. But this can be fairly passive because you can just set your stops. You can set your buys, you can set your sells. Because Bitcoin's 24/7, so while you're sleeping, you might make trades in your sleep and wake up and realize you made $160 while you were sleeping, and you're like, roll over and just call off work. Because you already made that money while you were sleeping. That's what's cool about Bitcoin. That's what I like about it, is that it gives everybody a chance.
Yeah, or just double dip.
People are lazy, dude. Probably not our
Just
listeners.
keep going to
though.
work. Don't
Not our listeners.
put all your money in Bitcoin and then just quit your job. That's traditionally has not worked out well for people.
Have people done it? Have people done it though?
Yeah, a couple of people have done that.
And have they been successful?
A couple people, yeah.
Dream big, guys. This is the difference between Nate and
Visualize
I.
expansion.
Nate goes be smart, make educated decisions, and I'm like, fuck it, go all in.
No, don't do that. A lot of people lost a lot of money in Bitcoin.
Yeah. And we're not giving advice by any means. I'm kind of just talking shit. So, no advice being given here because literally I can't.
Sweating bullets right now.
No. I'm not telling you. Look. If I don't have any money in it, I'm not going to tell you to put money in it. I invest all my money.
No, it's something you can do in your spare time and learn how to do it. And you can do what's called paper trading, which means you can open up an account with fake money and you can practice trade until your trades start to go well. And you can do that for free. And you can learn what strategies work best for you. And then once you've kind of developed a strategy and you've started to have some success over like some period of time, like let's say at least a couple months, then you can throw a few bucks at it, and then when that goes well, then start like contributing a little bit higher. And I mean, I know like there's people that have done that in like 6 months. They're like putting in their 2-week notice.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, right?
Yeah.
So
but it is work. I mean, you are predicting price movement in what is probably one of the most volatile markets
ever.
Maybe ever.
Ever.
Maybe. Yeah, like it's super volatile. I mean, it just in the last 2 weeks, it went from like $8,000 to a tick under 14,000 and back to 10. And I made a few bucks. But like, dude, there were a few moments in there where I mean, I was having to make like some very like serious predictions in a very short period of time and like risking money. So it like ended up like working out okay at the end. And I caught like a few good trades. Like that volatility is also good if you know what you're doing, but it's like, man, I had been practicing for since like March.
It's been a while, yeah.
So like a couple months of like trading the market, kind of figuring out what the indicators were and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden watching it go parabolic and drop in. I think it went from like up to 14 and then down to 10 or something, and then right back up to like 12.5. That's the one I made money on.
Yeah, see for me, there's too much going on.
It was nuts, man,
There's
but
too much
also
going on
it's
for me.
super exciting.
I mean,
was
I'm
awesome
sure-
for me. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'm sure for you, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's way too much. It's way too much going on, dude. I just don't have the patience to sit there and just watch it.
Yeah. And it all happened like over the course of a few hours. I think I was here talking to you, and it was like going higher and higher and higher and higher. And then I got home, and I was checking the price, and it was just as quickly or faster than it had gone up was going back down.
And all I got was a text right now might be a good time to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's all I did. I just got a text from Nate that says, right now might be a good time to buy.
No, I think I said, good buy opportunity incoming.
Yep. Actually, that is exactly what was said.
I was trying to be
And,
as vague as possible.
Let's see.
And then that's when I jumped in, and then it popped again, and then it went back down. It's probably at like 10,500 or something now.
Yeah,
So and it's looking like it's gonna head down.
You think it's gonna fall?
In my personal opinion, because I'm not an advisor, I think it's probably gonna fall for a week or two, maybe. Yeah, who knows, man? It's like that's what's so crazy about it. It's so close to gambling. So close.
Yeah, it is.
I've kind of adopted a strategy too, and it's such a cop-out, where if I buy, because like I always buy like a small amount.
Small.
So like if I had $1,000, right,
Mm-hmm.
I might put in $50, and then I'll do a bunch of those.
Just do a bunch of $50. You throw 50 in, 50 in, 50 in.
Yeah, let's just say, for example, right?
Okay. Yep.
So I got $1,000, but I never do a trade over $50, and normally it'd be $20. It'd be 2%, right? $20.
Sure.
Yeah, it's 20%. So you do 2%, especially if you're new, right? So you don't want to, like, that way you can lose 50 times before you run out of money. Okay, so you have to do 50 bad trades in a row to run out of money. For example, right?
What are the odds you make 50 bad trades?
Pretty small, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, it's a good
The odds are
reward.
pretty good.
Yeah, so, but let's
You're
just say
more
I do
likely to
50.
win in Bitcoin than get laid. Most of you. Sorry.
So anyway, so let's say I throw $50 at a trade and then it just immediately goes down. I'll just be like, that's one of my hodl positions. That's one of those positions I hold till 1 million, dude.
Man.
I was like, oh, I just made a long term.
I'm we're in this one for a while, guys.
Because it's like if you got in, like let's just say you got in at like 8,000 last year. Boom, dude, you're up like $2,500 right now. A year later.
Yeah, which is pretty big. I mean,
Hey, dude, it was just a real long-term trade. But it's only because I'm confident that like over time, Bitcoin's going to go up in value to the dollar.
Yeah,
like, I just feel like long-term, eventually, Bitcoin's just going to be that much.
Yeah,
it's going to be worth more than whatever I buy it for right now. And I just had that confidence, and I'm not saying it's right, but I'm putting like a small percentage of my overall like investment portfolio and like my capital into it, so it's not like I'm not putting anything in Bitcoin that I can't afford to lose.
Yeah, that's important.
But
yeah.
I'm optimistic about it.
Yeah. So I think people don't invest because they don't know how to invest. So, and once
If
again,
that's the case, just invest in yourself.
Yeah, that's where I was
If
going to
you
go.
don't know how to like start a retirement fund yet, and maybe you're younger, it's still something you should do. But I would say like just invest everything you have into yourself.
Read books.
Buy books, buy audiobooks, listen to podcasts. Like if you see a guy and he's doing something really well on YouTube, and if you go on his Patreon and he has like a monthly thing where like he teaches you more advanced level stuff, just go do that.
Yeah. And find one. Like,
and if he turns out to be a scam artist, just be like, well, lesson learned, and cancel that subscription and move on to somebody else that does.
Yeah, and it's pretty hard to find.
Because that's also investing in yourself. You're like, wow, I got fucking scammed, right?
Well, that was a
learning how to
mistake.
not get scammed, and that's one thing I've noticed because I'm 34 and you're like 14. I've noticed like Adrian hasn't been scammed enough.
I haven't.
And so he makes a lot of mistakes where I'm like, whoa, man, be careful, dude. Don't talk to that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He's got fucking shark eyes, dude.
Yeah. That happens to me
It's because
a lot.
I've been scammed. It's because I'm old enough that I've been scammed a bunch of times, or like a few times. I've been scammed enough times to have a like intuitive sense of when somebody's up to no good. Right?
Yeah, and typically I have like really good instincts about people, but
Yeah, but
I
like,
always see the best in someone until they give me a reason not to, and typically I invest too much of my time until their true colors show, and that's where I get.
if you give them a hard look in the eyes and it's just fucking empty, just stay away from them.
If you can't see
There
their
ain't
soul,
nothing
bro.
there, dude. If you look in somebody's eyes, and you'll know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
and there's just nothing behind them,
nothing.
there just ain't no soul in there, dude. That guy's a serial killer. Or lady.
That guy's a serial killer. Yeah, yeah.
Or lady.
Ain't no lady serial killer. No one, dude. She might steal your heart, but she's not gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you look into a lady's eyes and you don't see the soul,
You just see shark eyes. Just
Shark
black,
eyes.
empty eyes.
yeah, stay away from them.
Yeah.
Stay away from them.
But yeah, that's one of those ways you can invest in yourself. Just take chances, like try to learn. You have to love learning. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't like learning.
Yeah, that's so true. I think that every day, I think like you and I are really good about learning something new, about just something, or about ourselves. There's a lot of development going on, and I think that's pretty crucial to who we are as people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just learning something new.
Yeah.
It's like we always try to provide value to one another. That's why we started this podcast. It's because like every day Nate and I are like, we're trying to push each other. We're trying to provide value to each other, and we were like, man, other people could hear this.
Yeah,
So if you like what we're doing, support us on Patreon. I'm the salesman, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram.
I mean, we would appreciate it. We'll have something set up so that there is a way to support us to keep doing this.
Yeah. We want to do this
Right
for you
now, we're
guys.
just doing it for fun, so,
Always the fun.
yeah.
Time to wrap it up, dude.
Okay.
You guys have a good night.
Good talk, homie.
Thanks for watching the first show. They'll get better. You'll get better. We're all going to grow together.
Yep. And here's all your spare parts.
All the spare parts.